All because a single maid was fired. London's wealthy district nearly ground to a halt. She was so capable that it took 4 people to replace her workload. Not long ago, Sophie was thrown out by Lady Penwood. To get the household running again as quickly as possible, Lady Penwood quietly reached out to trusted servants from other noble families. She lured them away with generous pay. According to the gossip papers, Lady Penwood offered higher wages. To steal Lady Keswick's personal maid, she tempted one of Lady Hamilton's laundresses with fine clothing. She even poached 3 maids from the Marquis of Rice's household. So, strictly speaking, Sophie's position required 5 people to fill. But with every household already short-staffed, no one could have imagined that such an unremarkable maid would cause such widespread chaos. Yet Sophie herself had no idea any of this was happening. The housekeeper didn't turn back to greet Sophie. Instead, she examined Ben's wound. For an unmarried young lady, to be alone in a single man's room without a maid was considered improper. Once the room was left with just the 2 of them, Ben explained that Sophie had saved him and that she had recently been dismissed by her employer. That was why she was staying there temporarily. Even though she wasn't a noblewoman, she still deserved to be treated as a guest in the house. After learning the full story, the housekeeper's attitude towards Sophie changed immediately. She even helped Sophie get dressed herself. By the time Sophie arrived at Ben's room, breakfast had already been prepared. The spread was far more lavish than Sophie had expected.
I shall assist Mrs. Crabtree.
You'll do no such thing. I've already said, you are my guest. My guest?
Then what do you suggest I do?
Are you incapable of leisure?
I know how to leisure. I know how to leisure perfectly.
For Sophie, leisure was a completely unfamiliar concept. During her days at Penwood Manor, there was always endless work to be done. Even now, when she spotted weeds, she instinctively reached down to pull them out. The dirt splashed onto the hem of her dress. Ben happened to witness the scene. Seeing her nearly trip over her own skirt, and watching her flustered fear of being seen, Ben couldn't help but smile. That night, Sophie went to the manor's library, hoping to find a book to pass the time. To her surprise, Ben was there as well. Sophie didn't mention that she had once been a maid at Penwood Manor. Ben sensed her reluctance to talk about her past, and chose not to press her. Instead, he gently reassured her. He told her he had already asked contacts in the city to help her look for work. That kindness stirred something in Sophie's heart. Soon after, Sophie noticed a kite. It had belonged to Ben's younger brother when he was a child. The drawing on the kite had been done by Ben himself. Sophie remarked that the artwork was bold and expressive. Her comments surprised Ben. He hadn't expected her to understand the emotions behind the painting. What surprised him even more was that Sophie spoke French. Ben suddenly felt a spark of curiosity. When Sophie softly corrected his pronunciation, he felt a strange sense of familiarity he couldn't explain.